Hello neighbor, I'm Nathaniel. Welcome to Reluctant Sermonizing. Today we're starting a Christmas series based off of the word Immanuel, which means God with us. This is a name that's given to Jesus sometimes. But we're going to ask the question, God with who? Who is us? Some seem to think that that's a rather small group of people, and I think that that needs a second look. So each week we're going to break down a part of the Christmas story and see what we get. If you're interested, be sure to subscribe to get the whole series, and let's get started. So let's start with the Christmas story, Dantes Inferno. Okay, that's not actually a Christmas story. It's actually a medieval book about a guy who gets a grand tour through hell. But I remember my professor saying that the book held knowledge as the way to get to heaven. My professor's interpretation of the book, or my memory of what he said, might be wrong, but I do remember bristling at the idea. Knowledge is something we earn. And as a good evangelical kid, I was quite certain you can't earn your way into heaven. But then you look around and see Sunday school and Bible studies and realize all the things we're supposed to believe in order to be Christians, all the stories and all of this are actually portions of knowledge. Okay, actual Christmas story. There's a bunch of shepherds, uneducated, illiterate shepherds. They don't know squat. At this time, according to the Bible, the God of the universe becomes a dad for the first time. The family dynamics are a little complicated, but he gets really excited. And like any new dad, after a bit, he starts making phone calls. His calls are a bit more angelic than most. So, who does this God call up first? Does he ring up Bible scholars in their dreams? Leave voicemails for priests? Does he text the most accurate rabbis? No. He goes to the know-nothing shepherds. And seriously, these shepherds wouldn't have a clue what was going on. I mean, it's not like they would have an idea for like a plan of salvation or anything like that. The disciples didn't see that, and they walked with Jesus, so why should these shepherds? But the divine was just there with them. As a child, I remember being afraid of brain injuries or Alzheimer's. I knew that sometimes people couldn't remember, or their personalities changed, or they couldn't think the same way. And that's terrifying enough, but I was afraid of losing my salvation because I couldn't believe the way I was supposed to anymore. What if I forgot who Jesus was? My grandma on my dad's side had Alzheimer's before passing, and I've met many people with intellectual disabilities. If you've had experiences like I have, then you know the divine is with them. So the divine is with who? Those who learned all the answers? Who knew what the right prayer was to say? Those who educated themselves on what story to believe in order to earn God's acceptance? Or is the nature of the divine more like the character of God in the Christmas story? Throwing a party with a bunch of ignorant shepherds just to celebrate because it's divine. Hey, thanks for watching. This week was shepherds. Next week we're talking about magi or wise men and their connection to Freddie Mercury of Queen and the baby Jesus. So be sure to subscribe. Merry Christmas, and see you next week.